Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Sonic Yoda from SEGADriven.com, and welcome back to our Sonic Amateur Games Expo 2017 coverage. In this episode we're taking a look at Sonic Anniversary by True Retro Dev. Now, this is basically an attempt to do a Sonic Generations style best-of compilation of Sonic Zones, but in an 8-bit style, which is an interesting idea. I feel like I quite like that as a concept, to be honest with you. I think it's the 8-bit sort of aesthetic is quite charming and cute, and it lends itself well to Sonic, you know? Like, I don't have anything against the way this looks. I think it's quite a charming little thing. It's using sprites from Sonic Pocket Adventure on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and yeah, it's basically going for an 8-bit look. So you've got 3 stages to play. We've got Green Hill Zone, a version of Starlight Zone, and then an original stage called Wacky Willow Zone. And there's a big problem here, basically, in that the stage design really lets this whole thing down. So the most noticeable thing is that there's no loop-de-loops anywhere. Like, the whole sort of stage layout is very sort of... It's just structured around sort of simple platforming. There's no sort of, you know, speedy thrill moment, which you'd expect from a Sonic game. I appreciate the 8-bit games are a little bit more, you know, flat and basic. But I just feel like when you're not limited to, you know, being on a Game Gear or a Master System, then why not go all out? And I feel like this completely misses that, and it tries to stay a little bit too faithful for its own good. The stages are just a little bit uninteresting, unfortunately. It's not like they're not very dynamic. There's plenty of elevation and changes to, you know, the environment. It's just they're not particularly great Sonic stages. You know, there's just not nearly enough going on to keep your attention. There isn't enough enemies, for one thing. Basically, there's one enemy type in every single stage of this game, and that is the Coconut Badnik. You'll continuously keep seeing it, regardless of what stage you're on, and I don't feel like it actually suits some of the stages. I mean, why are they in Starlight Zone, for instance? You know, I'd expect them to be in the sort of, you know, leafy, grassy areas like Green Hill, because, you know, they're from Emerald Hill. But not Starlight Zone. That's a bit bizarre. And yeah, Wacky Willow Zone is kind of riffing on Wood Zone from the Sonic 2 beta, but kind of doing its own thing at the same time. It's very difficult to be passionate about this demo. I like its ideas. I think an 8-bit style Generations, you know, tribute game is quite a nice idea. And I think there's a decent game in that idea. Unfortunately, the execution of this is just a bit uninspired and a little bit samey and nothing really to write home about. It's not bad, it's just not great. It's very middling and, you know, very low effort, you know, like, there needs to be more badniks, there needs to be a little bit more going on in the stage. Some loops for one, please. You know, like, I say it time and time again when I'm reviewing these games. A good Sonic stage is designed around a nice bit of platforming, and if you do that well, and you're rewarded with a speedy section where it's a bit more like a roller coaster, and you're basically given something nice to experience, just a nice bit of, you know, just a nice little thrill ride, and then it's back to the platforming. And this is all... There's lots of pushing right in this. There's not too much platforming. And there's just no real payoff, you know? Like, there's no real thrill to playing this at all. So yeah, a real shame there. Sonic Anniversary really needs to think about what it's going for and sort of mix things up a lot more in future releases. I want to see this do well, you know? I like the idea of an 8-bit style Sonic Generations game. I think that's a cool idea. It's just that, at the moment, this is quite a dull game, and there's just not nearly enough going on for it to hold your attention for too long. So yeah, a bit of a shame, but fingers crossed, you know, with a little bit more time and just a bit of variation to the stages, some more badniks, just some variety, and this could be a really nice project in future releases. So yeah, don't give up on it. I want to see what happens in the next release. So yeah, you know, please come back. Please come back. I want to see it. I want to see Sonic Anniversary turn into something cool, because I feel like the groundwork is definitely here for something cool. Just not quite there yet.